For the silk painting class, 2 scarves are made over the course of 2 days. The students start off with a sample palette to practice various techniques they can use on their scarves. Then they set up their silk scarves and start painting.
What Christine taught me today,
so this will be your flower one where you're gonna or you can do something else.
Yeah, I might turn mine into trees, and then I'll have that become a sunset. Actually,
So cool.
so I don't know.
Do you know what you're gonna do with yours? Like whenever you're done.
Oh well, these are just the samples to learn the technique.
I love of art all my life, and I taught art in public school for about 5 years before I started teaching in college. So altogether, I've been working in textiles over 30 years. This is Gouda. This is the same stuff that was in those little bottles, except I think I told you I thinned it down. So I measured up to the first line with Gouda right there, and then I put 3 times as much of the terpenoid in there. Okay, so now it's real thin, like that. So that means you can paint on it, and it won't, the color won't spread like it does here. So using a special brush, because if I use one of my good brushes, it'll gum them up and I won't be able to use watercolors on them. So I'm just.
But I really.
And what is the Gouda stuff?
Gouda is a substance. I have to ask Christine. She says it's sort of like rubber cement. And so by outlining the koi with this, it kept the color from running into this. So later, this is going to get dry clean off, and I'm going to actually do a dark line.
Okay. So is this like paper, or it looks
no,
like?
No, this is wet right here. You can touch it over here. It feels kind of rubbery. Here she watered it down, and I'm not certain what she is. I think she had, I'll have to ask her, but this is watered down to be a sizing so that when we paint on this part, it won't run like it did here.
Okay.
So we'll have more control.
It's so cool.
The salt absorbs some of the moisture, and it causes it to have, to lift some of the color in different areas. So it
now
gives it
on
a
this
texture.
one, we have the salt, and now you can take off the salt and just pull it off like this. How many of you think this would be a nice background on your scarves? Do you think?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that would be great. Now I can put something on top of there. Could you hand me that Gouda right here? So maybe I'm going to go back to this. Now, if you're unsure of yourself, you can actually draw something on here with your washable pencil. But maybe didn't we talk about that look like chrysanthemums or flowers or something like that? Yeah, so maybe I would want to just capture that with this little resist here. I'm just looking at what's happening in my design and saying, what could I turn that into?
Okay, why did you choose this class?
Because I've taken it before from Christine twice, and I absolutely love it.
You have, how many things have you done?
I've done several scarves.
Really?
Beautiful scarves that I love.
That's awesome. Have you taken any other classes here?
Yes, I've taken a shibori class from her. Well, it's Japanese silk dyeing, and we learn to dye the silk and make all kind of designs on it. So,
Well, do you know what you're going to do for your scarf?
I haven't quite decided. I think I'm going to do a dragonfly, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
It sort of makes it run. Makes the dye. I think we just interesting.
You got to get pictures of Elizabeth because she's like very adventurous when it comes to.
Another word for
and
insane.
you can ask her what she's doing, and she'll tell you.
Should we put them outside for the? I think
All right, so the alcohol just like leaves little patterns in it?
Yes,
or?
well, it'll cause the pigment to expand out.
Looks so cool.
Yeah, so the salt is here, and then I've got alcohol here, and then some of this is mixing color.
But that's exquisite because what you have here. Look at. I mean, when you go back there and look at this. Go back.
You couldn't have done that.
No, it's beautiful.
Well,
she
I
tried
was so
to paint
upset
that?
pieces when I saw that big blob of black in it. Look at it.
I like the white.
That's the best looking flower I've seen in a long time.
Isn't it beautiful?
And
Beautiful.
do you really remember how you did that?
It had a blob of, a little speck of black. I thought I was getting green, and I had black on my brush, and I thought, oh no.
It's beautiful.
So
But
then
the way the salt is going, it's spreading out just like a real flower.
yeah.
And, you know, over here, there could be additional leaves and this lovely little edge with the white over there.
Yes.
I mean, look how much more life this has than the pieces that you were really studying to learn.
Cool. Okay, why did you choose this class?
I've always been interested in silk painting. I just think those scarves are so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you taken any other classes here?
Last
Use that
weekend,
screw. Use that screw here.
I took fused glass, and that was fun. That was my first class here.
I'm also interested in some of the glass classes. I've taken 1 or 2 of those, and what we do in glass, we actually have a stained glass class, and then we have something called fused glass, which is where you put little chips of glass together and then they're fired in a small kiln and they melt. I think it reminds me of the beautiful colors that I get from silk painting, and I think that's why I like that class too. Yeah, like if you think of this as a flower, you might want to capture it as that. So you just invent an edge around
And
there.
that will save it.
It will
if I
save it, and
paint
you
this
won't need to
other.
paint another thing, you can put a
Right.
different color in the background.
Okay.
Ironing the creases out of this scarf, because I just took it out of the package. And these are how the scarves come to me when I order them. They're made in China, and they're hand rolled in China, which means someone who's got a lot more patience than I have sits there and carefully stitches them so they have a nice little hem on them. And this scarf has a texture in it. See how it looks like it's got a pattern? It's woven right into the silk. The silk is different weights. Silk comes in different weights, and I'm going to just walk over here to my frame. I'm going to lay it down in the middle of the frame. Okay, let's do right side up now. A couple of layers of that newspaper.
I'm just cleaning the little hooks because they could have dye on them and they would dye the scarf.
I try to get the hook right in the very corner like that. And if you do all 4 corners first, it kind of stretches it out.
Does it matter that it's like this?
It's going to get tighter though when you do all of them. Is this a job or a hobby? I think it is a job in that I work part-time here at Tryon Arts and Crafts, but it's also a major hobby for me because I paint a lot of scarves and also paintings and different things that I do sell in the local art community, here in the gift shop and different galleries.
Christine? I think I need to do something.
Well, I kind of like the light here next to the dark. That's nice contrast, but you could put,
Wash it a little
because you
bit.
don't want to put the same color here over here, else you won't see any difference.
Yeah, I need to, yeah.
I love what happened, excuse me, what happened inside there. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I'll circle up.
Yeah,
I'll circle that out.
I think the reason I do textiles and the reason I do silk painting is because I love the feel of silk and the colors are rich and there's so many varieties of things that you can do with them. Because I paint watercolors too on paper, I find that silk is a natural progression for that. I'm more attracted to fabric and textiles than I am toward hard surfaces like wood or metal or pottery, which we teach here too, but I like the textile surface best of all. Maybe if you bring this up all the way again, just put your brush there and bring some of that all the way up. Yeah, now just keep overlapping until you get over there. That'll bring some of the dark color out of there. You wet it first, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Now just keep going till there's nothing left. By overlapping, it should help to even out that, especially that little spot where it's got. There you go. Good, good, good. And all of the things in that gift shop are made by our members or our friends, and they have to jury into that shop things in the gift shop you wouldn't find anywhere else because they're all handmade items. Anything from silk scarves like I make to hand-carved wood pieces to textiles and especially jewelry too. We have a lot of that. So we have a lot of things to offer. We're located at Harmon Field, which when you go outside is a recreation area, so you see people walking their dogs along the Pacolet River. We have a beautiful setting of the hillsides in the background, and there's much to do as an inspiration for some of the crafts that we do.